So I apologize. Pretty much, I accidentally pressed the stop button instead of pause, and so I accidentally stopped at that video. So that previous last video is only like 4 or 5 minutes long. So and I stopped it. So anyway, I'm gonna continue where I left off. So pretty much, yeah, it was just an accident. I pressed the stop button by accident. It is like the stop button and the pause button is like right next to each other. I just want to pause the video and press the stop button by accident. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So pretty much, saying that in just constantly. Pretty much, it's just I just can't say that my surrounding is constantly bringing me down. So I have to keep saying that bad lucks and adversity constantly happening to me because I don't have any evidence that my surrounding is bringing me down. So I have to say the bad lucks and adversity constantly happening to me. The bad luck and adversity constantly happening to me daily. So kind of like in a way, it's very devastating. Just like, I don't know, like how, kind of like in a way, would just, why continue on with my life if each day all these bad lucks and adversity constantly happening to me? What's the point of even sharing and living and things like that? It's just like, where's all of that at? It was just each day is constantly bad lucks and adversity. It's like, okay, so there's like the refrigerator is making some sound, so just gonna have to try to speak over those sounds on the background. Anyway, pretty much I'm just saying that I don't like pretty much in one of so I kind of like went back to like the earliest chapter to just wanted to like kind of make like an introductions or like about it before like a forward kind of like in a way before the story began, and also like in the first chapter explaining about why this why I'm writing this story in a way, like, and why is my enemy instead of hating me and things like that, helping me out and giving me a chance of redeeming myself or defending myself and things like that. So like in a way I went back and just kind of explained that, and also like like making a prayers in general. Like I'm just keep having a lot of doubts as I'm making prayers. It's just like what if the world is making prayers to keep people like me away from them and things like that, and now I'm making prayer and things like that. It's like in the prayer I just want to say, does making a prayer for asking for some shelter and rest, are there consequences to that? Kind of like in a way, kind of like what if people are making prayers is to like, okay, it's just flashing on like a pop-up saying that the battery is low, so I have to go. I'm gonna pause the video and plug in the AC, the USB wire. Okay, so I plug in the USB wire. Okay, so I'm gonna continue where I left off. Okay, so pretty much like about making the prayers is just kind of like in a way, it's just like, am I mocking society? Making these prayers is because society is making prayers to to keep people like me away from them. Kind of like you know what, I'm mocking society, making prayers is, I don't like pretty much in the prayer trying to explain this thing, you know, at the same time, just, you know, like I'm in a very devastated situation. That's why I'm making these prayers to have some shelters and rest. Anyway, like I'm just saying, pretty much like I remember. I also point out it was back then around this period of time, which I call it the double dilemma period, which is around 2012 to 2015. Around this time, there was time like I remember, which is really devastating. I remember just like using the incense and like burning my arm with it and things like that. You know, well, didn't really leave that much burn mark. I just trying to get it close up on my arm. It's just like, well, it didn't really leave. Kind of like the incense. Like and then later on I start praying instead of doing that. Like I was just saying, I'm just but just in my prayer, I was just saying, you know, was praying because my humble thought is like the natures or the mother nature, which sometimes people call the natures and mother natures. So I was just saying like, in my humble thought saying that the natures or the mother natures, you know, govern all of us, you know, all life, and kind of like in a way, you know, just praying to the natures to give me a chance of salvation. You know, like it's saying, just there's like the theme song in the MMORPG called Aeon. There's a theme song, and remember on the lyric, it's just like, you know, singing about, you know, the wrong way of making prayers and things like that. And so it's just, you know, hearing on that theme song on Aeon, so it's just like just wanted to, you know, not repeat what's in that lyric of that theme song on Aeon. You know, it's like I was just saying, I just felt that maybe some kind of a consequence could happen, you know, like not don't know how to make prayers and things like that. So pretty much that's what I'm trying to, you know, like ask while I was praying, you know, trying to explain that I want to make prayers, but I don't want to, you know, have to deal with the consequences of making prayers and things like that. Anyway, like I was just saying, pretty much, well, anyway, just pretty much, I just really don't know if this, well, I even finished writing this book before the bad lucks and adversity kill me, or like, you know, or like, even if I finish writing this book, you know, like past the retributions, paradox incognitos, would it able to be published? You know, it's just like, so I'm saying, and it probably have to be like, you know, like I seen there are films that are being released with the rating unrated and things like that. I feel like maybe could try to ask for something like that, you know, maybe an unrated publishing rating, you know, like maybe this book could get that kind of rating and things like that, that kind of rate, and like a lot of, like pretty much, you know, bastard, you know, with kind of like I would tell Bastard, I'm being really discreet and clear about my situations since I met him and things like that, and and that maybe someone killed me in an act of mercy, saving me from being burned at the stake, and like those two Photoshop pictures I photoshopped of myself for the book cover, it's like basically brainstorming a book cover for that, and kind of like one of the picture I photoshopped myself, like this fire around me, burning me at the stake, and kind of like I'm gonna like in a really like hurt in a way, and also another Photoshop picture, it's like I Photoshop myself, like there's blood coming out of my eyes, my nose, and mouth, and all of that, and it's kind of like also very, kind of like in a way, it's really painful, and kind of like maybe someone that like some kind of like not being sarcastic, or like metaphor, someone having my mother scream at me, it's equivalent killing me and things like that, it's like someone's just like just have Ning Hong like have my mother scream at me, that's equivalent to what I'm asking for, getting killed, not like that, it's like I mean, kill like actually die, like someone drive a car into me, kill me at the scene. That's called getting killed. It's like I was just saying, it's like, or like call my mother to kick me out of the house. It's also calling getting killed. Also, like this kind of like, you know. I was just saying, so pretty much don't want. So it's just like sort of thing, like very confusing. It's like the act of mercy of killing me so that I don't get burned at the stake. That act of mercy of killing me is actually killing me, like driving a car into me and kill me at the scene. That's called act of mercy of killing me. Not calling my mother to scream at me for no reason, or call my mother to kick me out of my house. Not that, the act, that's not called killing me, the really killing me, what I'm saying, that act of mercy of killing me is have someone drive a car into me and kill me at the scene. That's called killing me. So I'm just, so pretty much this, I'll talk more about it in another video on the Bastard Retribution Paradox Incognito in another video. So that will be all for this update on Bastard Retribution Paradox Incognito. Thank you for watching PTTS. Thank you for following PTTS. I will end this video in 3, 2, 1.